Hi everyone, and welcome to the 14th episode of the Matchbox Restoration series. In this episode I'll be restoring the 74d Daimler Bus. Well, actually I've restored this one back in December last year, so during this video you'll probably see a lot of things I already enhanced in my latest restorations. I didn't publish the video at the time because I lost some footage of the painting and the final assembly. But as it was sitting at my desk, I figured it was a shame it couldn't shine on my channel. So here it is. Let's get started. I first put the model into the vise to drill out the rivets. Wait a minute. After taking a closer look, I find the one rivet that holds the body into place. It's in the back, in a rather hard to reach part of the model. Before you all start mentioning Marty's method of removing that particular rivet, I must say that this one was done before he published his restoration video of his Daimler Bus just a couple days later. Carefully, I tried to remove the rivet by drilling it in an angle with a 3mm drill bit. Slow and steady, but it works. When the rivet is drilled out, the base comes off together with the two-part interior of the bus. It's a bit dirty, but in good shape. I then remove the wheels and axles with my Dremel tool. As I put the rotating bit against the tip of the axle, it sends away the small lip that holds the wheels in place. It's time to mix some color. I'll be using the red X7 Tamiya acrylic paint as a base for this color. I mix it with a drop of blue to get a darker shade of red. This turned out to be way too much and I ended up with a brown color. After adding a lot of red, the color matched perfectly. With the color mixed, I can remove the paint from the body and base with some paint stripper. I apply the paint stripper in thick layers with a paintbrush. Usually I see the paint stripper already working while applying it onto the model, but this time there's not much happening to the paint. As I remove the paint with a toothbrush, it's clear that it will need another run of the paint stripper. Until today, I don't really know why some paints come off more difficult than others. It's not certain colors or certain production years, as far as I know it's quite random. The axles also need some attention. I sand them with some emery paper while rotating them with my hand drill. The tips get a new shiny look using the same method. As some of my subscribers will remember, I used to use a fiber pen to clean up the models after paint stripping. Nowadays I use a soft metal brush together with my Dremel tool to accomplish the same result. The soft metal brush is less abrasive than the fiber pen and actually gives a nice finish too. I also use some small tweezers to get to the small parts of paint in between the text on the bottom of the base. After cleaning up the body, this is how the bus looks. The small scratches you see come from the fiber pen. They won't be an issue later on because the primer will fill them and create a nice surface to start painting. The primer I'm using is the Tamiya White Surface Primer. I'm making sure that every part of the body is covered equally and repeat the process to prime the base. While the primer coat is drying, I clean the white interior. First I put the two parts in some hot soapy water. After a few minutes I brush the dirt off with a toothbrush. Although this method is cheap and easy to do, it's really effective. A bit of a fast forward here, as I lost the footage of painting the model. Here I'm applying a clear coat to the already painted base. Before putting down a clear coat onto the body, I need to apply a new set of decals. I got these decals from Model Supplies from the UK. They are very detailed and will look great once applied. I first cut the decals to the correct size. I then put them in some water to remove them from the transfer paper. While the decals are in the water, I apply a couple of drops of water with a cotton bud onto the part where the decals will be applied. This will give me some time to properly position the decals. As this was my second decal set I ever applied, it took me some time to get it in the right place. I applied the second decal with a different approach, and that one already goes on much easier. When the decals are in place, I can now apply a final clear coat onto the body. This way the decals have an extra layer of protection. As I didn't have my routine in place back then, I forgot to thread the rivet post, so that's what I'm doing here using a 2mm tab. I also prepared the button head screw that will hold the base onto the body once the model is put back together. And that's it. Fast forward to the reveal. We started off with a worn model with chipped paint and the decals in bad condition. After a new paint job, cleaned interior and a new set of decals, this Daimler bus looks like new again. Please let me know what you think and hit the subscribe button to get notified when I'm uploading a new video. Also keep your eye on the community tab of my channel where I'll let you know what I'm working on. If you'd like to have some more exclusive insights and previews of my next restorations, please join me on my Patreon page. And as always, thank you for watching.